on the wrong side.
I'm not Munster.
Let's fix that crap. How the hell did that happen?
There it is.
That's better. Hey, it doesn't matter what side. East Coast, West Coast, at East RC. Oh gosh, it's too good.
Yes.
Go big or go home. With this cat, James Baily. Holy crap. I got something wrong earlier today. He was telling me a story, and it started with Jeremy and ended with Jeremy. And I kept connecting you, and it just freaking dawned on me right now that you weren't at Hong Pro. So it had to have been our Juice Box Hobby friend.
The other Jeremy. Not the other Jeremy, but the other
Jeremy. Yeah. We'll pretzel ourselves trying to figure out all the Jeremys. But that is why you didn't laugh at my damn joke. When I sent you the message about why not to do that at an event table, it wasn't there. You didn't see this. Okay. Well, I will let him. Oh, you did. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What a horror story that is.
Yeah, totally. Totally. I was like, been there though. I've driven very expensive things off of the table before. So I know the feel.
I drove the Red Cat lowrider, the Impala off day one. Day one, right off the table. That we knew the bumpers weren't any good, so you just had to.
Just delete that rate. Just
they were horrible. It shattered. So you were busy losing money earlier today.
Yes, I went over to the casino to see what old people look like, and then I figured out it was a mirror, and I ate at a buffet.
Oh no!
Which goes against everything I've ever been taught, but it held its reputation. It was not good. It was not bad, but it wasn't good. It was food, but yeah, I went over there, lost some money. The wife made money this time, which is good.
Bonus.
Yeah, bonus.
I'm surprised you got out of there that early.
Yeah. I was twiddling my thumbs after about an hour, and she was still playing. So I just kind of piddled around, looked around, got my free swag type stuff. But yeah, it was a good day.
Listen, I have no problem donating to a casino. I will give you my money. You're going to take it at some point anyway. Just let me play for a couple of hours. That's all I'm asking. I hate being there 15 minutes and pulling out my bottom of my pockets. Like, now what?
Yeah. And it's, I play through money. Like, I'm the points guy. I get points. I love points. I don't know why. And I don't know what they do exactly, but I get a lot of free stuff that's not free. But usually, whatever I put it in the machine, as soon as I can get that back out, I put that back in my pocket, and then I keep playing off of the overages until I'm at zero, just collecting points. So I'm a bad gambler, but whatever. I've lost more money doing dumber stuff. So
right.
Yeah, I got a whole wall of it to prove
it. Yeah. Oh, that is a fact. All right. Well, I think we should just bring James in here. He's got lots to talk about. You don't need to hear us yet. But I do know at the end, can we talk about this bug that you're working on? Like, is that
the Class 5 James Knight kit?
Yeah.
NASCAR.
Don't sleep on the NASCAR like that.
It'll be here tomorrow.
Really?
Oh, you got to. I mean, it's Dale Earnhardt and Junior. I mean, they're fantasy cars.
Wow.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's get us off the screen. Let's get rid of our overlay. We'll make some room for more friends.
Cue.
Ready? I'll give you a chance to pull that off again. Ready? 3, 2, 1, pull. No.
It's terrible.
All right. Terrible. All righty. So I got a transition loaded, and here we go.
So close, Mike. So
I'm going to make a sneaky appearance.
there it is.
Do it. Rise up.
Came from the basement.
Man, oh man, I barely even recognize you now. Like, you are pro leveled now. It took a move, and you got a wall behind you. You got proper lighting. Like,
I got space where I can see my shirts before I choose them, because my closet was so jam packed full of RC shit that I couldn't. I'd pull a shirt out. I'm like, oh, I'm wearing a blue shirt today, because I couldn't even see in it when I was grabbing my stuff. So yeah, I got a lot more space.
Good.
We went from 1,100 square feet and no garage, 2-bedroom, 2-2, to almost 3,000 square feet, 2-story garage and my own office.
Cool.
It's a lot better.
Sounds like we just switched houses.
That's what happened. We did switch houses and states. So we're in North Georgia now. So my wife and I really love it up here. You know, we're close to Helen and Emicula Falls, and we have the seasons. It's way more connected to nature.
Cool.
I think obviously it's exactly what you needed. You've got a chance now to spread your wings, and you don't have to take a shower with an RC airplane anymore.
That's right. I forgot that you saw that. That's so long ago. But yeah, Mike witnessed my airplane storage, which was in the guest shower.
Back on the shower, and there's freaking airplanes.
Yeah, they're just.
Oh, so he didn't watch you. He didn't watch you shower with an airplane.
No, he couldn't afford that. But yeah, they were in my trailers. Some of these were stacked behind the door of that bathroom. So that bathroom was it was ridiculous. The whole situation was really tough. I had my office, all the printers, all the inventory, all the RC in a space that's smaller than this room. So it was bananas.
Yeah, it's tight.
Yeah, so we needed to move for a lot of reasons, and one of them was the space, but also just to get out of the craziness that is South Florida.
Oh yeah, I can only start thinking about OnlyFans and watching James in the shower now.
Get your head out of the gutter.
Ay.
Oof. Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for OnlyFeats, I wouldn't have any money.
Oh, Jeremy and his feet. So you're hot off the press from Haul and Crawl.
Yeah. Cherokee Rock Village, Alabama, middle of October every year. It's getting bigger and better every year.
Can we just come out swinging on Haul and Crawl and just lay down what you said earlier?
It's one of the events that has really come into its own. There's a lot of people behind it, but it's generally the crew from the Georgia Rock Zombies. And even though it's in Alabama, it's in extreme northeast Alabama. So it's pretty close to me, pretty close to everyone in Georgia. And, there's a crew probably of 10 or 15 guys and girls that put that together, and it's awesome. And the crawling, the facility is awesome itself too. So that's Cherokee Rock Village. The limestone formations are incredible for RC crawling, so it's about as perfect as they can get. The views are spectacular. The weather's always good. We get some of the RC crew there, like Reefs shows up, and RC Every Day, and Jeremy Juicebox Hobbies. Those guys all show up, and we have a good time. And this year was really good, except I did drive my semi off the table because I did a big no-no. I left my transmitter. I left the truck on, walked away, turned off the transmitter. An hour later, plugged it back in and forgot that I had the truck on and sent it. So it fared better than I would have hoped, but it did make me feel not great early on. But there were some guys standing around there that sort of patted me on the back, said, "It'll be all right. You can do better," and that's what I did. So
an opportunity.
And I should mention, by the way, the Scale Village was incredible. I don't think some of the photos and videos have made it out of the event yet. It's only a week or two old, but It was awesome. I mean, I was shocked at how good and how expansive their scale village was. There were scale churches, graveyards, material yards. There was a Blockbuster. There was a hobby shop. I mean, you name it. There were buildings everywhere, and it was really fun. So everybody was really having a good time back there. There was a drive-in movie theater. I mean, it was with movies playing. It was nuts.
Yeah, that was the Pipers, I believe, were.
Yes, it was. Yeah, Melissa and Mark, I believe, were a heavy part of that.
Yeah, they did a killer job.
Yeah, I was really taken back. I mean, I couldn't believe how good it all looked, and I can't believe that somebody's able to store all that, because the Blockbuster itself was probably the size of my workbench, and I mean, they did a really, really good job. I mean, I was not expecting it, so it was really fun to see that at Hall and Crawl.
It kind of sounds like that was the point, right? Kind of undersell, and over deliver. Let's surprise the hell out of them when they come in, and they didn't push it. They did not I
had no idea. I mean, I'm in pretty regular communications with them, and I did not know. I didn't expect it, and someone told me about it. Said you got to go check it out. So they was like, oh, don't you want to drive it? I was like, well, I got my stuff, on the table. I'll just walk over and check it out. But as soon as I walked over and I saw how good it was, I ran back and I got a crawler and drove the scale village, because it was really cool.
Yeah.
Well, good for them. And Jeremy, we know you've been screaming it from the rooftops for the last 2 years now. The Hall and Crawl must be added to that list.
It was definitely
a must attend.
Definitely a must. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the second or third weekend in October. But you can, jump on Georgia Rock Zombies Facebook page and see the event information. But there's a ton of fun side events, and for sure, the most scale trucks with the most scale trailers you will ever see, and that's the Hall and the Hall and Crawl part. So in order to in order to enter the show and shine, your vehicle is only eligible if it's pulling a trailer. So you'll see more RC trailers in that one event than you will anywhere else at any time. And it's fun driving an RC with trailers. So there's some side events. I think the Zigzag Drags is one of them, where you have to tow a trailer through some obstacles faster than your competitor. You have to reverse and stuff, so it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
My trailer's a little bit long for that, so I did not.
Yeah,
participate in that.
It pays to have a little shorter tone.
Yeah, shorter trailer. Yeah. But I could have carried about 2 or 3 of my competitors at the same time.
You could have.
Out of there.
Yeah. Like I'd have just pulled up on your trailer and just be like, I'll take second.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of jumped right into this. I was, the cat sitting here on the screen, James Baily. If you do not know, on Instagram, he's got 40,000 followers. Are you ripping a TikTok now also, or
I'm too. I feel like I'm too old for TikTok. I do know 6'7", but that's as far as I get.
I just had to Google it today.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know either. But my nephew, who's 7, is nuts.
Is running around screaming this.
Yeah, we did trick or treat in the golf cart yesterday, and all the kids thought it was hilarious when anybody would say anything, that was closely related to those numbers, and they would do this, and then they would laugh, and I would get mad and want to punch them in the mouth. Is pretty much what happened.
The Urban Dictionary is, I think it's as simple as okay. It's like, think of 1 to 10 on a scale, 6, 7.
So it's maybe barely passing, acceptable.
I think that's what this is, and the kids are all using it now.
They laugh so hard.
Oh goodness!
I got nothing.
Yeah, got nothing. No.
I got nothing.
Do you have like cowtails and Twizzlers sticking out of your pockets, Jeremy? Did you go trick or treating last night?
I did not go trick or treating. Nor did we get any trick or treaters, but we prepared. We prepared. So now Jeremy has 10 pounds of Reese's peanut butter cups, Snicker bars. And I told the wife, I was like, just get the full size ones because I'm going to eat them.
Yeah.
So, that's what we did.
So. We had a bowl this big, yay deep, and it was cleaned out. I put the thing take one, be considerate. And most, you know, I have a doorbell camera so we can see it because we weren't at our house last night. We were out trick or treating, but completely cleaned out, which is good because it keeps me from, you know, eating candy the rest of the year.
Yeah, I got like Sam's Clubhouse sized boxes of candy bars sitting in my fridge. Yeah.
Wow. So if you don't know, Crawlers and Customs, you have had a website full of stuff for your scale garage. You do a little bit of everything from the lowriders to the send trucks to the drift. I mean, I thought tonight was going to be all drift. When I reached out to you to sit in this seat tonight, I was coming at you from the drift side. And then you hit me with a freaking sucker punch today. I had no idea what you had been working on, and it's pretty mind melting. Can we talk about the Tesla truck? Is that mod
I'll
on your website?
I think it's under the, on the website, it's under the Night Runner. What is it? I forget how I have it described on the website, but it's a conversion kit.
It came out so clean. The inner fenders are the wheel caps, the inner fender work. I mean, you sold it.
Yeah, so this is a conversion kit for the
Hot Wheels or
the Hot Wheels body, hard body, the Night Runner IFS chassis, and then I make all the parts to stick it together basically. And the wheelbase is perfect. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, these have got to go together. And as an IFS, it looks pretty good. I don't drive it too much. I haven't crawled that much in the last couple seasons, but I like looking at it and I like taking it around, and the light, you know, lights, the front lights work and the rear lights work, and it has the cyber quad in it.
Cool. So you have not shot at it?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So when you get this thing from Hot Wheels, like at Walmart or wherever,
it's terrible.
Is there sound effects and stuff in it then, or did you add all of that?
No, there's no sound effects in this truck. I mean, you could do that, but all that I use from the Hot Wheels kit is the hard body, which it's actually a pretty good deal if you just think about the price of hard bodies in general. But I've seen other people put them on other trucks, but I thought straight axle trucks just looked a little silly with a Cybertruck body. So I specifically chose that IFS chassis because the whole truck is independent suspension. So at least the front kind of looks appropriate. And in the original renders of that truck, or I guess the prototype, it sat up, looked like it was on 35s or 37. So that was a pretty close approximation. I didn't really like how the truck evolved, but I think that's inevitable. You know, when stuff goes to production, it kind of gets detuned and favors fuel economy. But I liked it when it sat up higher.
Well, I mean, you sold it with the caps, and that's just a pure example of the variety that you are bringing.
Like the Waffle House sign. Variety. So, there's a lot of variety on this wall.
I mean, and at the end of the day, you actually bring the ability to use the stuff. When you see your trophy wall, that will pretty much seal the deal. You clearly are running them, and you got the CAD skills. There's no doubt.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been a process. I started like anybody else, just drawing simple shapes, and that was maybe going on 8 or 10 years ago. And I really loved going from the computer to my own thing off the printer, within a day, and that was exciting. Just printing the first little calibration block was like magic. I'm like, oh look, something didn't exist, and now it does, and that really flipped a switch in my head, and I really got addicted to CAD work, and so. Started with simple designs, and now it's my real job, plus it's my business as well. So it's what I do for Crawlers Customs, but I also do it for another company as well.
So literally, no school,
no school. School of if you want to learn it, all the resources are out there. Whether it's TIG welding, woodworking, CAD design. Somebody has monetized a class on YouTube that you can watch, and if you're willing to put in the time, make mistakes, learn by doing. It's out there.
Wow. Okay. Jeremy, that will give you new hope. And
that's what I'm doing. I'm I'm on YouTube University,
yeah, man.
Many hours a week.
What's really cool about, I think, about CAD design in general is that it's foundational. You'll get some, basic understanding, and then it's building blocks. You just keep adding functionality, skills. Speed is another one that'll come with time. You'll approach projects a little differently. Like now, when I look back at stuff I made 6 years ago, I look at the design and go, wow, I could have done this, or I could have done that. But it was good enough back then. It's just not what I do at this point. And also, using different manufacturing processes, whether it's a plasma table, CNC router, a CNC milling machine, SLS printer, FDM printer, all those things have their place, and it's fun to be able to design and use those machines to bring your products to life. So like those billet wheels there, those come off of a CNC mill. That's that's an SLS print. This is a one-piece FDM print. So this is probably my biggest single print. Looks like a big toaster, but that's the cab, the Peterbilt 362 cab that goes on that other semi.
That's big.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah, it's very big, and the printer that he's using has dual heads, so he can use like a PLA for the support and another filament.
PETG for the cab. So this is a full roll, and this is what's left after you print the cab. So it takes
up.
Yeah, it takes almost the whole roll. And that's a little risky because if there's a defect, you're 50 hours into it. But the Prusa that I use, which is actually running right now, is why I have my headphones or my earbuds in because I don't want you guys to hear the noise. But it does a really good job. It's super consistent, and then allows you to do complex geometry like these big open voids, the places where the stairs are, the places where the handrails go, the big windshield opening. I didn't glue the windshield in, but it prints really clean and allows me to do these complex shapes without having to do a million purges because since two heads are running, it's just running back and forth between the PLA and Cut G.
When you see that massive trailer behind you with that big ass it makes that big ass Sen truck look small. Like
that's a big Sen truck because it's got a big lift kit on it, big wheels and tires. The Sen body is there. That's the F4 drifting
on the
kit,
MS.
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah,
on the MST.
I mean, it's a big body and it looks small on that trailer. So, are we simply dealing with 10 scale tractor trailers? Is that this isn't 1/14 scale semi to Maya truck.
Right.
This is 10 scale. When you told me earlier about my tractor trailer that I was so proud of, I banged out 2.5 rolls of filament doing this massive. Right. You're like, yeah, you're gonna have to scale that up a little bit.
Well,
literally.
It's not so much a pissing contest, but I did want to be able to tow the rest of the stuff that I like, all the 1/10 scale, on a semi that was scale appropriate, and I'm a stickler for that stuff. So this is to the millimeter the right width for a 1/10 scale tractor trailer. The wheels and tires are slightly small, but these are the best example of something that's appropriate for the trucks because they have really stiff sidewalls. These are the Red Cat 53 COE wheels and tires. And it just fits the truck well. And I kind of like the lowered stance looks too. So the slightly smaller wheels and tires allow you to do that. But yeah, it's hurting my arm. This thing is heavy just with the rolling chassis. But the cab fits on really nice. It tilts, and I did some really cool lighting on it as well. Actually, I did put a battery in it, Mike, so you can see because I didn't do it earlier. But this is just the static sort of non-PWM signal, but you can see the row of LEDs. So when this thing is sitting on the ground, that appears to be like right on the ground, even though it's probably, half an inch or 3/4 inch off the ground. There's the taillights too.
That is slick.
Thanks. Yeah. And so I everything I learned on that truck, I just put into this. Things like magnets to run on the tank. So that's where the battery is on this thing. Let's see if I can show it. There's your battery, 5,000 mAh there. And then the other side is all of the, there's some Easter eggs on this too. I did a Knight Rider theme on it as well. So these are all the LEDs on this truck are addressable. So the cab lights, the headlights, the roof markers, the tail lights, they're all addressable, and it lets me do some pretty fun stuff like that. Get that Knight Rider theme going. And then after 59 seconds, it switches over to what I call crazy mode, and it does a bunch of random patterns. So there it goes. So it's running to the back of the truck. It comes back around. It does some, I think it does like 5 different patterns on this. My arm's getting tired, but I'm gonna hold it until it does something else.
No. Can you turn the steering wheel a little bit and hold it this?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
I'm actually.
He's
No,
joking.
this
He's
is how
joking.
I broke it.
Joking.
Yeah,
No, I'm doing it though. I'm doing it. Where's my transmitter? That's how I drove it.
Yeah, just
seriously. Could you see it now?
Oh, you know what? I don't know where that transmitter is, but to your point, it does do sequential turn signals. So it'll go from the inside, and there's some other patterns. It'll work from its inside out. Same thing for the rear. It has reverse lights and stuff, but it's just a fun mode I put in there too.
That's awesome.
I wanted to kind of, if I was going to make a semi, I wanted to be more scale than the Tamiya stuff. I wanted to have more functionality so you can actually use it with your ton scale vehicles. And I wanted the lighting system to be cooler. I mean, those trucks have a ton of LEDs, but I don't believe that there are many or any people that are using individually addressable LEDs on their RC projects, because that allows you to do some really fun stuff, like the basically that's static, no PWM signal. The truck goes to that Knight Rider theme, then goes to a crazy theme. But as soon as it receives a throttle or steering input, I have it go back into its normal loop, which is looking for turn signal, reverse lights, and then even like brake lights I thought were not done that well by the other lighting companies. And I get it, they mass produce. That's not what I do. I individually made the code for this truck. But if you drive a crawler, you know that you don't often use the brakes. You let off the throttle, there's a ton of drag brake, and the thing stops. So having brake lights that function off of a brake switch doesn't make sense. So instead on this truck, this is the fun mode. Instead on this truck, when you apply the throttle and as you let off, it's looking for a descending PWM signal, and then it applies the brake lights. And so as soon as you get to neutral, the brake lights go off, and then you can apply reverse, and the reverse lights come on. So I wanted it to just work better and be better than what was already out there. I'm going to turn it off though, so I don't launch it. Yeah. I'll go over maybe real quick too. The parts that are on this truck, the rear axles.
Let me just time out 1 second. This is important. People, this isn't a flex on him just saying what he has and his is better than yours. This is going to be a kit that you can build your own. Like everything he's showing you here, pay attention, because this is your project this winter. Go build your own. And you're going to give them the ability to know how to you're not teaching them how to solder. You better come with the ability to be able to solder some of these things. But you're telling them how to do that light kit and make their bumper do
basic modeling skills and basic soldering is all you need. An example is that there's 44 LEDs in here, but it's one strip. So there's only 3 wires to solder, right? Now you do have to solder them, but I've done the legwork as far as the code. The coding took me days to kind of refine and get to where now it's stable and it works the way I want. But yeah, it's not so much a flex that I wanted to be better than everyone else's. I wanted to build a truck that was approachable for anybody that had a printer or some modeling skills, so you could build it yourself. That truck is an example of one that was really hard to build, that I never released any files for because it was just too difficult. This was ground up, like make it easy to print, make it really user friendly, make it easy to build, and make the parts easy to source. That had Sen axles. They're plastic and they're not great. They're just generic stuff. These are all metal and cheaper original SCX axles. So they had those large pumpkins that weren't scale for 110 scale, but they're really scale for a semi. And then I designed around those axles for the whole rear suspension. So it has pneumatic TPU airbags. It has scale shocks. I don't know if you can see them in there, but they're inside there. It's got the R3 RC 4-wheel drive style center drop transmission. It's got a hobby wing motor, and then the whole front end is a Red Cat 53 COE front end with some custom hubs to get the spacing just right for the scale width. I'm kind of a stickler when it comes to like fitment and ride height, so I took a long time on the Semi getting that right. But it even has like, you know, scale radiator.
Yeah,
see right through it.
Yep, I was looking at that earlier when you held it up. I was like, that's.
And then these are the Red Cat 53 stacks as well. So all this stuff is pretty inexpensive, readily available, mass produced, and I include drill guides to print, STLs to print drill guides for the chassis, which is aluminum. So you'll slide those over, drill it out, and start assembling. And when I put this for sale, there'll be a couple different options for people that do or don't have big printers. And then also, if they want to get into the lighting, I'm going to include a text file with all the code. So you'll be able to copy the code, flash it to an Arduino. I should talk about this too. So all the lighting goes onto an Arduino Nano board. If you're familiar with those, they're basically little computers that take in digital analog inputs and then put out whatever you want. They control motors or lighting. In this case, there's 5 outputs, but these boards are like $5 or $10. The LED strips are about $5 or $10. So for less than 40 or 50 bucks, you get some really incredible lighting to go on this truck.
So
Mars got tired.
So the cab print design.
Yeah.
What size? What's the minimum printer?
So this is going to be a tough one. The cab is. I wish I had my.
Is as big as your bamboo.
Yeah, if you can print some big. Yeah. So it needs to be a large format printer, like the typical Ender V3 or Prusa Mark III or Mark IV is going to be too small. Those are those 220, 235 square build plates. You need to be in that like 340, 350, 380 build plate size. It's big. So that's one of the things that I'm going to offer is if people don't have printers, I will sell the cab as a product you can buy, and then you could print everything else. But yeah, the cab it's big and it's a little bit challenging to print. So I would say if you're not very familiar with printing, I would say maybe don't attempt it, but maybe attempt it. And then if you decide you don't want to do it, you can grab one from me.
Wouldn't you say the majority's like 256, Jeremy? Like 256 cubed would be the majority?
Yeah. If you're in the bamboo world, 256 or 320 if you have the H2.
Oh. Yeah, and this is still bigger. This is still bigger than that.
Still bigger than the Holy
so is that that can be
sliced?
You can break that in 2 pieces.
If you would call yourself, a 3D printing expert, yeah, you could certainly take this file, chop it, add seams, and build it as a multiple piece. But that would be just a lot of extra work. And so I knew that for me, critically, I didn't want to have to worry about seams. And I wanted a really even finish, so I used my big printer for that. But like I said, not everybody's gonna have access to that. So either they can have a friend with a big printer print it, they can buy it from me, or they can take the file and chop it up and put it together themselves. There's a lot of different ways to skin this cat, but it gets printed like that. Basically, it gets printed top down, and then these are all supports. Same thing where the doors are. That's a big support where the headlights go in. But it ends up being super strong because I went varying thickness, but 5 to 7 millimeters is the sort of the wall thickness of this cab. So it's tough. It did break when I sent it off the table onto the concrete, but I actually have the broken one here. And it's
that's a lot of weight.
Oh, it's a lot of weight. It's over 25 pounds, the whole truck. So 25 pounds landed upside down, and it broke kind of where you would expect. It broke at the A-pillar. And it broke where the stairs, where the big holes are for the steps that go into the cab, but the cab itself stayed intact.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So it hit here and broke all this. It may not have broken if this was all closed off, but I just wanted, I wanted an interior and I wanted functioning doors. You can see the Peterbilt.
Yep.
And there's the glasses in this one, but I got to still cut it for the other one. And actually, talking about the LED strips. this is like what the LEDs actually look like. So those are the lights that go on the back of the cab. And I program it so these are red, but those are the 4 LEDs that normally would be individually soldered. You know, if you had sort of an old school light kit, but you drill out, I can see the holes. There you go. You drill out those 4 holes if you're going to run the rear lights, and you put a lens kit in, and this lines up. That spacing lines up with this LED strip, so you attach it from the inside. So it's not as bad as it seems. There's a ton of LEDs on this truck, but not that much soldering. I mean, I guess I did 9 joints, 3, 3, and 3 on this for that. So that's 8 LEDs that sit on the back of the truck on the cab.
That is.
Do you already have a price structure worked out?
Not yet. I'm working on it. I want to take a little break after really working nonstop before haul and crawl to get it ready. But that's what the interior. This is part of what broke when I sent it off the table. But that's the interior of the cab over. So that just bolts into place. That's my dog that passed last year.
My childhood was in one of those cabs.
A lot of people remember him from the 70s and 80s. I don't know what it is, but I love cab overs. I don't know. I love how flat the nose is. So that's one of the things. Like when you look at this truck from the side, the bumper up is just a wall. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
you can imagine
week or two,
this isn't going to be cheap. You know how expensive regular 14th scale semi trucks are. I think we were somewhere around 270. Just going through the odds and ends, working through the different red cap pieces,
right?
The axles, like going through the things that weren't
wheels and tires. Yeah, the stacks. Yeah, so I think in a hard parts minus the electronics, you're probably looking at $300 worth of existing product: the axles, the wheels and tires, the drive shafts, the transmission, etc. I think for somebody who's wanting to build this, I think if they budgeted, $700 to $1,000 for the lighting, the motor, I'm actually going to add a separate servo to control the 5th wheel kingpin. So that's something I'm going to add to this truck. For under $1,000, you could have something that looks pretty cool, and that's really unique.
And quite honestly, 14 scale isn't much cheaper.
Correct.
No. Yeah.
It's
and
really
it doesn't, the construction equipment, a lot of it is 14 scale, but I never got into that side. Just because I love 10 scale. I mean, it just makes sense in my head to move the decimal place over. I get why 14 scale exists, because they're already so big that making them 10 scale means you have to have space for them. But I wanted this to look good with the drift truck and the lifted truck and the 53 CUE and the crawlers. And that only happens when you have a 10 scale semi.
And your Bobcat.
Yeah. And,
yes. Thank you.
The skid steers there.
Grab one of them. They are so freaking cool. I was
That's
watching
on my list.
I was watching him. Yeah, please grab one.
Yeah, I'll grab the one that's actually clean. This one,
because I've got a million questions. Like
this actually partially inspired the semi, because this was really well thought out, and I think recently, like Harley Designs, they did a build where they built these. I've had this since last year, but he did a great job of building something that looked good, was reasonable to build yourself, and was really functional and scale. So he's using 4 linear actuators and like TPU treads.
Yep.
And these things work. I was lifting a ton of rocks. I drove it in the snow last year.
Yeah.
I should give a shout out to Isaac from Defender Customs. He did a mod which allows you to use these worm drive motors.
Yep.
By far the best thing for this, because I saw this skid steer and I didn't like the belt drive system that was in it. I thought it was really complex, and I never built it because of that. But as soon as Isaac sent me a message that he had redesigned the chassis to take these worm drive motors, I was like, oh my God, I actually had those in my cart because I was going to build a skid steer around them. But now that these work in this, I'm like, that's a done deal.
Yeah.
So I built a few of them.
So do you, how many of these have you built?
I've built 3 of them.
3. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Do you prefer the wheel or the track?
I'm sorry, say that again.
wheels.
Do you prefer the one with wheel and tire or a track?
Well, so the track, because traction doesn't scale very well, and neither does weight. And so when you're trying to push dirt and you have small contact patches, the wheel one simply doesn't have the oomph to like push the bucket through the material. You know, a small pebble at this scale is a giant boulder in real life, and so you have to have that extra traction. So I definitely prefer the tracks for that reason, because it just puts more surface area, you know, on the ground,
just like a real one.
Yeah,
that's the whole point.
But yeah, build one of these if you haven't. I think the files are 30 or 40 bucks, and then it gets a little pricey by the time you add all the actuators. But I reused the transmitter from this and the semi, which is actually how I wrecked it. But that's another story. But yeah, the payoff is really fun. I mean, I sat in my garage when it was snowing, and I drove this thing out in the driveway, and I was, you know, scooping stuff up and dumping it in where the grass was.
Do they tell you specifically like what actuator to use?
Yeah.
I mean, is there a link directly to the right one? And when you say that's pricey, what are we dealing with?
I think all in, because of the massive amount of hardware, and these are all ball bearings. I want to say I spent $300 or $400 in the components to build this, and then it's a lot of printing too, and it's some pretty I don't say intense, but like this cab, he designed it for printing, but it's not an easy print. But the payoff is it looks super scale. So
yeah,
he definitely leaned more towards making it scale versus making it easy to print, let's say. But it's not terrible. It still prints well.
So is it just Lexan with like a screen that you print it behind it then?
In
like
front of it, it's got a cage in front that you glue, and you glue the Lexan in. Yeah, the door. Let's see, the door opens up on these two, I think.
So what's a commitment? You're $300 to $400 in hardware and
your time,
and time.
Yeah, I think I priced it. I think I came in at like $375.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So you're right there.
But opening door.
But the payoff, I mean,
it's super fun. RC construction equipment is one of those things that you're not sure if it'll be fun, but the minute someone gives you a transmitter and you're moving dirt around, it's like staring at a campfire. It's just like it's in our DNA.
So the TPU tracks, are they printed in a strip and then like?
Nope, it's one piece. They're printed
in one piece and it just pops around it. Okay.
On edge.
Yeah, on edge, exactly. He did a really good job with those kinds of things.
Okay.
And it works. It works really well.
Yeah. And that's one of the big advantages of that particular model, but others like it, is when you do print it and you do construct it, if you do break it or you find a weak point, you just print the replacement part.
Yeah.
And it's not it's less bespoke, but it's very bespoke.
Once you own the files, I mean, I'm not worried. You know, if it falls off there, sure, I'll be mad, but it's not the end of the world. I'll just replace what I broke, and that's what I want to have happen with the semi too. So he did sort of a traditional instruction manual. Those are really laborious. So I'm going to just shoot a video where I show how to build the truck, like I've done with some of my other products, and then I'll do. When you download the STLs, there'll be some README files that'll say, okay, here's the axles that you need. Here's the hardware count. Here's all the parts for the front suspension. Here's the transmission I use, the motor I use, the servo I use. So there's no question. You have a path to go from A to Z. And when you get to Z, you've got a working 1/10 scale semi.
Yeah. And quite honestly, I've done more than a dozen of different people's, you know, the Elvis RC and the Knights and
Nike does a really good job too.
I've done a bunch of these builds for myself and for customers, and the instruction part, there's pros and cons. Project IJ, I don't like the instruction manual, but Elvis RC, if you're familiar with Elvis's stuff, it's all videos, and it's easy pause points. The hardware's laid out, the part is shown. There's no talking. There's just a little bit of background music. Like that was an easier, more enjoyable interaction for video. And I've seen others where, you know, their video, it's talk, and you miss what's going on because of that conversational piece. So like I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with as far as instructions for assembling something,
because this thing's intense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's big, but it's a pretty easy kit. I mean, like, you know, the axles are pre-assembled from, you know, the generic. I'm gonna switch the camera around so I can actually show the truck a little bit of seat now. If I remember how to do that. Oh, here we go. Camera. Oh no, wrong button. Stand by. Back camera triple. All right. So, you know, I usually position the camera something like, oh, that's weird. It's like backwards. I position the camera something like this, and then I'll work in sections. So I'll do like, all right, we're going to build the rear suspension now. We're going to attach it to the axles. Then we're going to build the front suspension, attach that to the wheels, and then we put the whole thing together. So I go nut and bolt and show the entire process. So there's never any question. I want people to be able to not have to message me or wonder how to build it. There'll be a video that I usually do like a QR code. So when they download, they could click that link and then run to the video that's on YouTube and play it at their own speed. You know, if they're fast, play it faster. If they're you know, really meticulous, you can play it slower. You can rewind. So I like videos for that purpose too.
Yeah, and doing it in, you know, order of assembly is always a challenge too.
Yeah,
you know, the cart before the horse type stuff. You know, do you build out the whole rear and the whole front and then put it on the chassis, or you know, that kind of stuff? I appreciate a good instruction manual. Having written a few, I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's probably the files are ready. I could put them on the website and have people download them, but I don't want to do that until every question has been answered, especially with that Arduino board. I think part of this truck is going to be the lighting that people are getting excited about, and I want to make sure that they understand how to do it. Right now would be putting together a puzzle that had no image on it. You would just never get it done. But it's really, I think the board has 9 solder joints. So, you know, I'm gonna put one in the soldering jig. I'm gonna solder it up, and all of that wiring sits inside this gas tank or the diesel tank. So the receiver and the Arduino board are in there, and then they go out and feed the rest of the truck. But yeah, all the wiring is hidden. See, you can't see any wires running in the back of the truck, but it's all inside that bumper.
Yeah, I think that wiring piece too, that was one of the big challenges that Super Scale 2020.
Oh yeah,
remember his auto leveling thing?
Yes, people were going nuts.
That programming was more of the challenge. I think he sold more kits than he had download the program.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the idea of it is great until you try and program it. And then
I was one of the first adopters because I used it on my lowering 450 and the any level 450, but I specifically put in my instructions, like, do not ask me about the Super Scale. If you have issues, you got to ask him. But I even had people FaceTime me, and I'm like, all right, turn that left knob all the way left. It's easy to the right, because there was such a small window of functionality. And if you were a millimeter out on rotation, you know, let's say 3 degrees out, it wouldn't work right. It would overreact or underreact or not work. And so I got frustrated. So I quickly then, once Red Cat released lowriders, I went to that receiver style, which is way easier to independently control, you know, 4 servos if that's what you want to do. But Super Scale is, I think, in practice very cool, but in reality, a little tough to live with.
Yeah, I have it in my Chevy, my Scottsdale, I guess is what you would
It's so fun to look at, isn't it, when you drive it?
And like set it and forget it. Like I want to glue the pots in it because it is perfect. It just reacts so good.
This one has it too.
I would be terrified to touch any of those dials at this point.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
have to
the remote offset was really why I wanted it, because I wanted to be able to lift and lower the truck with one switch and one aux channel. So that's what it does. But yeah, it's not easy to live with, unfortunately.
Yeah. And you know, as long as you can take the fear factor out of that programming, your lighting system, I think you'll have more people apt to do it.
Yeah. What's cool about, I guess what's part of the lighting is there is no programming other than you copy the code and you flash it and you're done. Right. There is there are no settings to mess with, and then you wire it like I show you, and it just works out of the box.
Wow. All right, we need to pause. We got Fish and Bill over here. He's been cranking out some paint work. let's take a 5-minute break here. Let's bring Bill. We're gonna take a pit stop and pop in and find Billy and see what he's been banging out in the paint lab. All right. So what I'm gonna do is make some room for him. We'll add him right here.
There it is.
We're gonna put him right here.
There you go. So, yeah, shrunk it.
The man in the paint lab, in the what do we call your shop?
The lab.
I call it the beer bait and lube.
Beer bait and lube. I like
Not in that order though.
Okay.
I just can't drink beer anymore, but I still like the name.
Well,
Can you drink it any less?
No, I just drink more bourbon instead of beer.
Oh, okay.
Less sugar.
Less sugar.
Less sugar.
That sign on the wall says you're open. So, what are you doing?
Well, let's see what I'm working on tonight. As you know, I was only painting 25 bodies this year. But
Jesus,
number 32 is done.
That I'm doing. This will actually be number, I think, 29.
Yeah.
So I can't show too much because it's a surprise for him.
Yeah.
Did you know that you cannot get a copper color to match like the method wheels and everything, the copper that they do?
Yep.
So this basically what I did was shoot smoke. Then I hit it with translucent red, and then I put a copper behind it, and it about dead nailed that color.
Very good. Very good.
That's actually my favorite thing to do. Since I do all rattle cans, I don't do any airbrush, but I like to layer those colors to get something different.
that's like black magic for me. Painting. It's a science I don't understand.
This is the last one I did, and you know what? It fits the way you guys are talking big scale. I picked up one of these.
That is big scale.
This is the Red Cat Vertex 6. And I'm pretty impressed with it so far. But of course, I had to get a clear body when I got mine. And
right.
Wonder why. It looks good.
I did go a little crazy with the pearl.
I see that fade there. Yeah, it looks cool.
Flake in that black. I wanted a little more black than that, but it stands out. But when you get it in the light, it looks like a bass boat.
You've always been good with those flames.
I like the Fire Cat. Nice touch.
Yeah.
Oh, I see that Fire Cat. Yeah, that's cool.
This thing actually is pretty impressive, guys, for what it is. I mean, it's built stout. There's no doubt. So I've been messing with it some. I haven't really run it much, but I've been going through and kind of tuning with it. I had a local guy actually made a set of collars for the shocks because you had about that much shock that you couldn't send the springs up. So we took those off. He made collars that slide all the way up.
Okay.
You'll be able to see them or not. But allows you to put that in that full droop.
Yeah.
So you get a lot more travel out of it. So we're going to try it, see what it does.
Very cool. What's the price tag on that Red Cat?
What were they? $749, $799, something like that.
You're supposed to say they sent it to me.
No, I don't get that lucky. I can't even get somebody to send me anything.
I don't believe you.
You know what? I would take stickers at this point in time. Hey, we sent some extra stickers.
Woo! Speaking of crawlers, did you guys see Reef's new crawler in person yet?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that thing is awesome. Yeah.
I do not have one, but I've driven many of them.
Yeah, it is awesome. Extremely well thought out.
Yeah.
I was impressed with it.
Did they have one at the Haul and Crawl?
Oh yeah, I had it in my hands. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was Reef at Haul and Crawl?
Yeah, yes. I asked him to give me the 10-cent tour. You know, what did he like about the truck and what the challenges were. And when I asked him what was the biggest challenge, he says just the timeline. You know, about a 2-year project. And I guess also, you know, it's not inexpensive to make all the components yourself. So when you're talking about in-house rod ends, in-house axles, axle housings, all those things take time and refinement. But, you know, every part seems incredibly well thought out and really it's a reflection of what a smaller company can do when it's not constrained by, budget departments and marketing departments. It's, 2 or 3 guys that go, well, wouldn't it be cool if we could do this? And then they just do it. They don't have to answer to a bunch of other people. So you end up with something that's not trying to hit a price point, but it's about as good as a crawler can get out of a box. I'd be hard pressed to find any other solution that was better.
Mike, you and I were talking the other day about Red Cat and kind of said that same thing on this one. Mm-hmm. They really listened to what the people wanted on this. They changed some stuff, and they're getting impressive.
Yeah, Red Cat's coming out swinging. They've done a good job. They've created a name for themselves. I've met some of the guys in the background too. The Red Cat hauler, I made the wheels for it early on. I knew of that project's existence early on as well. And they showed it to me because they knew kind of I was like a low rider hauler guy, and they're like, hey, we should check out what we're working on. You can't say anything. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta have it. That thing is badass. And so now it's sitting there with my own wheels on it.
Yeah. I was going to say, everybody, I know I had one of them, and mine ended up the same way as everybody else's. Well, this is sat on the shelf for a year, and I've been staring at it. Time to get rid of it.
I like staring at it. So much of my wall, I just like to look at. I go, oh, that's cool looking.
Yeah,
I don't have to drive them. Yeah, just about.
Hey, if you're done looking at it, I need one. I haven't got to look at one yet. So, so I'm open to it.
But I think it's well said there, James. When you don't have the red tape of a corporate, structure and all the hoops that you gotta jump through and budget restraints and everything else,
because someone will say, why can't we just use this axle? Or someone will say, well, let's use this injection molded rod end because we already make 20,000 of them. Let's just use that. You end up with a compromise.
Right. That's
right. You end up with a compromise.
Yeah. The only upside to that would be cost. That would be the only
upside. That's their end game. Plus, save a buck.
One good point that can't be overlooked with Reefs and his program is look at how many events he's gone to personally, and his team driver experience level in creating what the people want, because he was there at the point of contact with the people that want it.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was huge. That man is relentless. Anytime we can go to an event, we go to an event. When he comes out here, we go crawling. When he's an experience-driven product manager, and that is what he does.
It shows.
And he listens. Yeah.
I think it's a great point. He has been at every RC event that I've ever been at. And we shake hands, we talk a little bit. I ask him what's new. But that doesn't happen with any other brands. You don't see, anybody from Traxxas at Paul and Crawl. No. You don't see anybody from any of those big brands actually out there on. I crawled with those guys. I had my truck on the rocks, and we were laughing and taking lines and or hitting lines, and that's just not to have that one-on-one relationship. That's how you end up with a product like that, because you're on your boots on the ground. You're listening to what the people want, and you're ahead of your competition.
Yeah. It's a critical mass nobody's matched, right? And it's showing. Quite honestly,
I think he said they sold out of that first run of trucks.
Yeah.
So good on that.
Yep.
Oh well, that's fantastic.
That's all I got exciting, guys. Those two bodies there.
Well, great job, Bill. Go out there and enjoy that Red Cat, my friend. Go find some new lines to crush your the whole new world now. Just run over everything.
I have a feeling that thing is going to be like some of the crawlers that I build. They almost take the fun out of it. I've got a couple that I built that aren't comp. They're just trail crawlers.
Yep.
But they're point and shoot.
Yep.
And to me, that takes a little bit of the challenge out of it. Some of the fun.
Well,
but
get out there and enjoy.
All metal power wagon will go anywhere. And I never drive it because it'll go anywhere.
Yeah.
Tool Time called it out too here. He just posted on YouTube. But Wyatt, the man behind the design of that
all right, Billy, we're gonna fade you out.
Yeah.
Okay, getting him center stage. Make room for you if you're gonna go on a tangent there, bud. Hang on. You're done. If you're going on a soapbox, we got you set. We got
Don't
put
put me
you.
over.
There's your soapbox. Go ahead.
Talking about Reefs a little bit more. Wyatt was the one that was responsible for the SDX Pro project. I think primarily the lead designer for that.
Yep.
And I asked Reefs. I said, you know, who was behind this project? And as soon as he said that name, I'm like, oh, I know that truck. And he's like, yeah, he took what he was learning and doing there and just went without compromise to that next tier. And the truck shows. I mean, like so many little details that I was like, oh, that really makes sense, or that's a great way to execute that just don't exist on any other platform. Yeah. It sounds like I have one. I'm sponsored by Reefs. I'm not. I just know him well, and I think it does speak volumes that he goes to our events. He goes to events and he shows up, and that means a lot. So, you know, if you could support those brands, those are the people that are putting back in the community and growing the community.
Yeah, we were sitting at Proline, and I watched that truck. I watched Wyatt take that truck completely apart and put it back together inside of 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And that says a lot for, you know, a comp truck that if you do need to make a repair, it's easy to repair. It's very forward thinking for that side of it too. It's not overly complex. There's not a bunch of craziness going on. And that axle redesign
that's incredible.
It's unseen. Like people
still I don't know how you're going to make a better axle at this point. I mean, you know, Vanquish has that name cachet, and there's some smart guys involved there, but they're a larger company that have to answer to, you know, profitability. And I think Reefs approach from a new angle, and the axle design is incredible. I just don't see how you're going to make it better. It's that good. If I were comp crawling, I'd buy one of those trucks that just haven't been in the crawling side for a little while. The scene is not super great around here. But I enjoy a really well thought out crawler. And if you build one yourself, you would spend more than that kit.
Yeah,
so, I have. Exactly. You're going to be $1,500, $2,000 by the time you're done. But you know, titanium bolts, titanium links. You're getting these parts from all these manufacturers that work together but weren't designed together, and then it shows on Reefs product. That was you know, ground up, you know, nut and bolt design.
When the budget is second, it was make it, you know,
make it good.
Good.
And it's cohesive.
We'll
that's the word I was looking for. Cohesive.
Deal with the cost at the end.
Yeah. And when people start getting them, there is a challenge out there. It's kind of unspoken, is how many shields are incorporated into that truck out of the box. I know. I counted them. But there's a lot of shields there. There's a lot of shields.
So I'm going to shift gears one bit. If I don't talk about this truck, I'm not doing myself any justice. So the F4 Drifty, this is my most popular. God. Actually, it's funny. I literally just got an order on the screen for it. Like as I said it, I pulled the truck up. I just started going ching. It's on my screen. But this kit, the F4 Drifty kit, is my most popular product right now. It takes the Sen 450 body, completely stock body, and puts it on an MST 2.0 or 2.5 chassis. I include all the parts to bridge those together, including the larger printed tires that you need. Again, these are the Red Cat 53 COE size wheels. So you can use their plastic wheels. I sold out of my billet wheels. That's what's on this truck. But this thing drifts really well. I've made a bunch of videos with it. You can run it dually or not. I run it single because it just is more responsive. But on the track, this thing is so fun and so massive, and everybody smiles when they see it rip it around.
Who painted that body?
That's a great question. I should call that out. So that's Kenny. He's in California of Bitchin' Bodies.
Bitchin' Bodies.
Yeah, this is all airbrushed.
Yep.
It's all airbrushed. It's badass.
Bro, it helps sell what you've got, though. Like, it screams, look at me.
Yeah, I did some custom lighting on this too. So those are ARGBs, and it does orange to yellow. Yeah, it does orange to yellow fade to match the paint job. But I gave him pretty simple instructions. I said, look, I want something late 80s, early 90s. I want skulls. I want flames. I want travel. I want all the cliche stuff. And he's like, all right, I'll do it. So the first time I saw it, it was finished, and I was really impressed. He literally did tribal and flames.
Yeah. And the skulls on there, I like the tastefulness of the comedic skull over the realistic skull.
Exactly.
I can appreciate that graphic a lot.
Yeah, he did some really. He shaded around the edge, so it looks really inset.
Yeah,
there you go. There's the F4 Drifty. There's the lights too.
Yeah.
That was that slammed enough. We did a pop-up track.
Look at that thing go. Wow. Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, as unique as everyone likes to be in the drift community, the cars start to look a lot alike after a while. So I was like, let me just do something a little ridiculous. And I was pleasantly surprised at how well it drives.
Yeah.
People are always shocked when they see it on the track. I'm running
I'd
on
imagine
doors and having fun.
I'd imagine that longer wheelbase would really throw you for a loop.
It doesn't. So the longer, it's kind of like a when you're balancing on a tightrope, when you spread that axis out, it becomes more stable on that plane.
Okay.
If you bring your arms in, it's really easy to rotate. If you bring your arms out, it's slower to rotate. So the truck becomes inherently stable because it has that long wheelbase.
Okay.
It does mean that changing direction is a little more challenging, but
Well, it
that
takes
was
a
at
lot
our
longer, I'm sure.
yeah, but it rips around the track perfect, man.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. The first time I threw it on the track, I didn't adjust anything, and it drove perfect. I'm like, all right, I wasn't sure if I was gonna release it, but when it drove so well, I'm like, all right, I have to send this out there so that people can enjoy it too.
And the name is spot on. I mean, that's as clever gets right there.
Thanks. Yeah, that's what we were calling it when I was playing. I originally ran the blue body for some testing, and everyone's like, "That's not the F450, that's the F4 Drifty." I'm like, "Yeah, that is right. That is what it is."
Yep.
Yeah, there's the blue body there too.
I like how you got the bike tied down on this one.
Yeah, that's one of the things I make. There's a bedliner kit that actually has usable loops because I hated that the Sen body didn't have any tie downs in it. So there's some printed panels that have some loops in there that you can actually use a scale strap and actually hold stuff down in the bed.
Shit.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's fun.
So is there a video of this thing going up and down? Is this it here?
No, that does not go up and down. That's just the drift chassis right there.
Oh,
so that's
okay.
That's
with
the
the
MST
with the dual.
Yeah, with the dualies. I just wanted to show that as an option too. The 450 that goes up and down is way down my feed because I haven't messed with it for a while. That was when I was building on the Sen chassis, but I haven't done much with Sen lately.
Yeah, that was like USTE like 5 years ago.
Exactly.
Quite a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
There's the skid steer. Yeah, there's the skid steer with the snow.
What is
That's
that?
so
snow?
fun.
Yeah.
I don't get snow anymore.
I know.
I had my lawn chair set up in my garage, and I had my jacket on. It was so fun. I was just giggling the whole time like a little kid.
I did it last year with my Blizzard, my Kyosho Blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Kyosho Blizzard. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last time I got to do it, and then I sold it, and then I moved to Arizona.
I've seen somebody had a Nitro Blizzard recently, or somebody messaged me, or I saw it. I was like, oh my God, that's got to be nuts.
Those are rippers. Those things are fast.
I imagine.
Wow. But they were track breakers.
Yeah, I can see that happening too.
Wow.
Yeah,
so you're definitely always busy doing something. I mean, where did you put this freaking subwoofer? This thing popped up, and I couldn't find it anywhere else.
Yeah, this company is pretty cool. I need to do something with it because it is bananas. Let's see if I can show it. This is actually the speaker here.
A completely powered base? Does it have its own?
Yeah, it has
amp?
a massive magnet, huge voice coil. The throw on this is ridiculous. It's like 3/4 inch or something.
Wow.
So I wanted to put this in a truck. I just haven't done it yet, but I have in mind to do that 90s style SPL, sound truck. So this would probably be the catalyst for that, but it weighs so much.
To put like 4 or 6 of those in a bed of a truck, you have no suspension.
Yeah, and it has this cast basket, which is really cool. So it's a scale. Oh, there you go, F4 Drifty order again. Thank you to whoever, if you guys are watching and you're ordering, if that's what's happening.
That's the mission here.
It seems a little coincidental, but yeah. This is the it can never be too loud speaker.
Wow.
I've seen a couple guys build with them. They do like bandpass enclosures. So
I don't want to
need to do something
cover
with
it. It looks too damn sexy to box this thing in. And
I think it needs to be in like a polycarbonate
acrylic.
box. Yeah, it needs to be an
Clear.
acrylic box with like back LED lighting.
It does.
for sure.
It's sexy as hell, man.
And it needs to go in the back of the semi, the back wall of the semi, so I can have some tunes while I'm driving.
Yeah, it needs like a half frosted or something with some LEDs buried in the plexi.
That would look good.
Yeah. I'm an old car stereo guy from the 90s, so I can appreciate a good setup like that.
Yeah. I didn't need to do something with it.
I was like, I competed at Daytona at Nationals.
I went to Daytona Nationals.
CRX.
Yeah, I went to Daytona Nationals. You remember like the mini trucks with the pass through, so you could. This was all cut out, and it was just the camper shell with a wall of speakers and a wall of amps. We would cruise with the earmuffs and the controllers in the passenger seat, and just turn the bass up where it was, windshield wipers were bouncing off. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So I had an 84 CRX, and I competed in the 150 class.
No shit.
With US Amps was the sponsor.
Yeah,
so
I remember them.
At that time, they were the only manufacturer in the United States of amplifiers. And Pyramid speakers. So it was like the only US brand.
Okay.
Yeah. That was back in my younger days.
Well, I was.
We must be about the same age. I was 50,
using.
So I figured you're right around there.
Yeah, I'll turn 52 next month.
There you go. So yeah, I was at Daytona a couple of years for that.
Yeah.
My license plate in high school was 2 noisy. NOISY. Too noisy. We had 10-inch, subs in the back. Orion amps. I went
Alpine head unit.
Alpine with the Alpine EQ.
Yeah.
Blasting Will Smith and
I had a bunch of kicker. I don't know, the name just was cool. I had a bunch of kicker subs and like 6.5s and tweeters in my Jeep at the time. It was ridiculously loud but fun.
Yeah. And it was Raymond Bargo ordered it for fit.
And was it Rockford Fosgate also at the time? I remember all those brands.
Yeah, Rockford was there. There was a bunch, but like competing in the 150 class, and then you're splitting down to quarter ohm. That was a tough class. Like you think 150 watt, like that's nothing. But dude, I'm telling you, we unsealed that CRX so badly. Like the back hatch, we had the pressure latches and all that stuff in there. And that was with 212s. I mean, it was significantly small space to begin with. And the whole car was a ported box.
Wow.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's a fun tangent.
I don't hear subs like I used to. Like in the 90s, it was not, that was all you would hear at a stoplight or driving past the house. I mean, in 92, when I would drive through the neighborhood where I'm living now, I mean, at, midnight coming through full blasting, pissing people off.
Fun fact, that's how my car got stolen.
No shit.
By doing just that.
No, and that was
showing off.
Yeah, and I had mine broken into, full, Viper alarm system. Somebody punched in the rear window of my rear hatch and pulled everything out the back, and the Viper never went off.
I think today's kids they're annoying, but on different levels than we were. Like we were annoying being loud, but I don't think they're not into it. They don't want to offend as readily as we were able to.
6'7".
6'7".
They do it with their exhaust pipes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That crackle tune does make me nuts. I hate it.
Shoot at them.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're going 100 miles an hour.
They're just revving. They're not even going anywhere. They're literally letting off the gas so they can crackle and make all that noise.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. But I guess because I'm an old guy and that's what I'm supposed to say. I'm annoyed by it.
Yeah.
Well, James, the last thing I want to get you to do is name drop where to find you drifting nowadays.
Oh yes. So thankfully we have a new home. It is B&B Hobbies. It's northeast of Atlanta. The regular night is about Thursday nights. They're a hobby store, so they have regular hours, but they're also going to be open later on Thursdays to accommodate people after work. And then Saturdays is our drift day as well. It's bigger than our old track. It is glass smooth. Again, the owner, he's in it. He drives. He's a drifter, and he owns the hobby store. So again, shout out to the guys who are actually in the industry, supporting it and participating, because that's what counts.
Yeah. So if you're in that area,
go
they'll
check
get
it
you
out.
set up. They have there is a spec wheel and tire.
Yeah, it's the LF4, but you can visit the store. There's wheels and tires on the wall. He's got some drift kits. We just had the soft opening about 2 or 3 weeks ago. But the track has some of my scale stuff on it already, has the scale rails, and the crew that was behind the scenes, they sanded, polished, filled, bondoed, sealed, painted. It is like driving on a sheet of glass. It is so buttery smooth. So I can't wait for the first comp. I think that's November 15th. So I'll definitely be there for that.
Badass.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And then I guess the next thing to do is keep your eye on the haul and crawl videos. You're saying these Scale City is worth checking out. You know,
phenomenal.
Josh
Incredible.
from RC Every Day was out there shooting content. Hopefully he'll drop something.
I think Squid, Jeremy, Big Squid, Juicebox. You should see some content from him, I'm sure.
Okay, good.
Yeah, there's a bunch floating around.
I saw one. I got tagged today from was it Busted? I think Busted Rush dropped one today. Rolling through there, so that's great. So fantastic plug for the haul and crawl people. That is the place to be.
Maybe you can come down. Maybe you can come down next October.
I've been trying for 3 years to get Mike to come down.
I know.
The only reason I missed this time, I was all, up till 2 days before, and we had one of my pets passed away.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
So I couldn't leave. I couldn't leave.
And it was hectic. I mean, you just returned from Proline.
Just got back from Proline, and then
sudden
timeline is tough.
Yeah, we're locked in for next year already. So.
Excellent.
Might make it down too. We could share a VRBO or something, because my wife is tired of camping. So maybe we could.
Yeah, book it. I'm there.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, listen, next level every time, bro. You keep doing what you're doing. You are inspired to, create what you want. We didn't even get the chance to really dive into what you're doing during the day. Like, we could spend another freaking hour talking about your freaking job, and oh my God.
I'm thankful I get to design every day, morning and night now. So it's awesome. It's
dude. I mean, it's mind melting, the story of just the odds of him moving where he did, and the location of this job that he got. I mean, it's badass.
We'll save it for the next year.
I'm telling you, dude, we could spend a whole other hour on that. So, we just wanted to thank you again. Obviously, people are checking out your Send Drift, and go check that out. There's a reason that's your #1 seller.
And we'll have you back when you release
the directions,
the semi.
We can actually link to the product and videos, because that's on the short list. I'm gonna literally put it together, and then I'm gonna build the next truck, and the next truck that I build, I'll film. So that one also usually what I do is I sell that first build. So keep an eye out for that, for anybody who doesn't have the time to build one but wants one. The truck that I build in the video will go up for sale, and usually on my Instagram or something.
And the sooner you can put some of that parts list up, because
guys have already
somebody like
me.
Jeremy who's got parts amongst parts. You're gonna start rummaging through boxes of shit and junk drawers, and you realize, oh, here's the axle I needed, and there's the other part I needed, and I needed this.
Guys have already messaged me and ordered some of the parts. It's the Red Cat 53 front end, it's the Red Cat wheels and tires, and it's SCX original rear axles. And that gets you 90, and the stack, the 53 COE stack. So it's out there. You can start squirreling away the parts and then put it together.
That's the idea.
Yeah. And there is a phenomenon. Like, when some of these projects hit, like, Amazon goes out of stock instantly, and then you're looking.
That's what happened with the skid steers. People were having trouble finding the worm drives, the linear actuators, because people grabbed them.
That's why I stopped. I was like, I built a parts list, but none of it was most of it was not available. So I was like, I'll wait until the sales come in November, like the Black Friday Amazon sale stuff.
Yeah.
And I pick up a little bit here and there as I go throughout the year. Mike doesn't understand how I plan builds, year in advance. But it sometimes collecting hardware is a pain in the ass.
It is. This started in March. Really was when I first started doing this, and I went through. I probably printed 4 different cabs. So yeah, it's definitely a process, but I'm really happy with the end product.
Yeah.
4 different cabs at a roll of filament each. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
because after I printed them, I would go, man, I need to make that different, or that proportion doesn't look as good as it did on the computer, or that fitment isn't exactly right.
Is that motor diecast?
Yeah, this is from
That's the
Cross
cat.
RC. Yes, this is the Cross RC diecast cat motor. It actually spins the fan if you hook it up. There's a little motor and separate speed control there.
I got another 2 of them in the box. I used one for my rat build.
They're hard to find. This is one of those things where if you can find it, buy it, because they don't come around that often.
No shit.
They're about $70.
Yeah, and it sits right on top of that Hobby Wing 2-in-1 motor right in there.
Yeah, they're already cut for a motor to be in there.
Yeah,
so
it's sitting right on the motor right now. But yeah, look at that. I mean, just the rolling chassis looks legit when you have
no,
the diecast.
My
motor.
interior will be decked out. I'm putting a sound box right there. It's having audio.
Yeah, well, you know what?
No.
It could fit.
You don't have a car big enough to bring it anywhere, Mike,
bro. I don't have a house big enough to store this goddamn thing.
Maybe there needs
that's
to be a
his
wall
only
of these.
fear. He's like, you need
there you go.
In there.
He's like
facing out the back.
Yeah. Dude, it suddenly made that sub look small.
Small.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This could use. I could do some acrylic, frosted like you mentioned, and backlit, and have a couple that are like at angles, and the band pass there. That'd be pretty cool back there.
Absolutely.
That's the only truck that it would fit in.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're almost the right size for like a light bar.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think scale wise, this would be like a 20-inch. I don't even know. I have to measure it, but this would be like a 20-inch woofer. I think it's even over like an 18-inch, whatever that's.
Yeah, definitely.
I just can't
a little
believe
overscale.
I can't believe how sexy it is. They just really sold the appearance, which is not some
if you can incorporate them in like a hubless wheel design.
Actually, that's certainly doable.
Just saying.
I got
my rides. Taught me a lot.
I've been trying to. We heard you like subwoofers, so we turned your car into a subwoofer.
Subwoofer.
Yeah. And I try to keep this reasonable. Plastic wheels. I didn't want to make this just for me. I wanted to make it where anybody could own it and drive it and have fun.
And that is appreciated. I mean, you don't want to build something at the highest end, because then everybody's building it at the highest end. You want something that's scalable to a detail.
Right. And that's why I didn't even paint this cab. I'm not a great painter. It's not in my, not in my wheelhouse. So I wanted to just show an all white cab. If you want to print a red one or a black one, you can do that. Yeah. That was last year at Hall and Crawl when we were playing with Nick, aka RC Jesus. He had a bunch of equipment out. We were having fun.
Yep.
I was on that excavator for about 6 hours straight. I'd dig a hole, move the dirt over, and then grab that dirt and fill the hole back up. And I was just doing that.
Do it again.
Yeah, do it again. It was fun.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I just can't believe the amount of variety that you find. A little bit of everything, from the scale garage to the drift track to the construction. You do a little bit of everything. So
it's just stuff I like. At the end of the day, it's something
good for you.
If it's not out there, I just do it. Like
awesome.
boats. I like boats too.
Boats. I see the boats.
Of course you do. Airplanes, boats. He does it all.
Jets. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Again, James, thank you again.
Thanks, Mike and Jeremy.
Yep.
Good spending time with you.
Be in touch. Thank you.
All right. Sounds good. Have a good night.
Take care.
Unbelievable. Boy, oh boy, what a lesson that was. That's going to school right there, my friend. Holy shit. It was scary as hell when he told me, I'm like, can we compare it to a Tamiya semi truck? Like I'm just getting it. He's like, basically you can put it on the back end. You could put it on You could put the 14 scale
This-
semi truck on the back of that
Yeah,
truck.
this is the truck that hauls those trucks.
Exactly. He's like, you would literally haul that. And I'm like, what?
Mhm.
He's like, yeah, before we even talk about you making one, we need to make sure you've got the room. I want to know where you're going to store
Yeah.
it. Like, where are you going to put it? I'm like, what do you mean? I
That
can
thing is as long as these two cabinets together.
Exactly. Oh my God.
So in theory, a shelf up there would hold it.
In theory.
In theory, there's enough room
Yeah.
for one of those in my room. So I'm just saying.
And yeah, you've got to calculate in, the cost of that big ass shelf, like just to store this thing. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's
That is impressive.
yeah, I'd have to
and-
move my AC unit to put it on the top shelf.
But again, it's worth doing the deep dive on his website,
Oh, yeah.
finding all the different hardware that he makes, custom hardware, like stuff that you're not used to seeing. He really original. Good for him. Badass. So I need to know about the bug behind you. Can we talk about this thing at all?
It's the Night Customs Class 5 Baja.
You
print.
keep saying that. What does Class 5 mean?
Class 5 is a racing class for Volkswagen off-road.
Okay.
There's several different classes. There's not a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like Class 5, Class 9,
Okay.
class 11. But the class 5 is full cage race car.
Okay.
So
What chassis is it on?
this is a SRB, the Sand Scorcher,
Okay.
and this is Ampro Engineering's
Okay.
chassis.
Yep.
It's mostly Ampro Engineering. He did it about 3 years ago.
I was going to say, this has
And-
been done before. This is,
Yeah,
if you
so-
scroll deep on the Knights page.
But it's not.
Okay.
So James did some other stuff that the Ampro kit doesn't have.
Okay.
And the Ampro kit was on Shapeways.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
a lot of jet printing, SLS and stuff like that. What James did was he made it a little more FDM print friendly.
Okay.
Plus you get the inner fenders that weren't in the Ampro kit.
Yep.
The dash is nearly identical. You have the scale engine that covers the motor and all that stuff on the back. So it's the front beam and the rear transaxle, and throw the rest of the Sand Scorcher away.
So that front beam, it comes with the Sand Scorcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
The SRB is special racing buggy. That's the Rough Rider, the Sand Scorcher cars from the 80s.
Okay. So this is like a reissue now of the Sand Scorcher?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can find the Scorcher is, I think, the 2010, and there might be one that's even newer.
Okay.
But it all fits this design.
Okay.
So it's designed for the Rees and others.
And they're not horrible, right? They're like $180 for a kit.
No, they're like $4 for a kit.
Oh, really? Wow.
So you're really throwing a lot of it away. So finding a good deal on an SRB to do this, it makes it a very expensive project.
Wow.
Quite honestly, it's a lot of printing, it's a lot of detail work, but it is worth it. I think it looks. Yeah. I think it looks pretty good. And by the time I get done with the body and the mods that I'm going to do with that, should be a very nice model. So the inner fenders just fit so good,
dude. And that you did them in that orange, just
makes
them pop.
So I did this in orange because my Beetle will be orange. I'm going to start painting that here before too long. My full size.
Are you going to do the paint work yourself?
I'm going to attempt it.
Wow. No shit.
Yeah. I mean, I got time, so
yeah. I mean, you see.
I mean, I'm no stranger to auto body work. It's just been a long time. You know, I rebuilt my 72 GMC Jimmy with my father when I was young.
Yeah.
And my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, is a auto body guy. All his life, he retired doing that work. So I have a wealth of knowledge to back me up when I run into problems. So most of the body work is done on the Beetle. It just needs to be sanded and painted.
I was just surprised as hell. Like, I've been watching some YouTube videos, and you can see these backyard painters, like, literally out in the element.
Yeah,
like they might have a wall up here or there, but they're literally blasting shit outside, and I'm like, really?
Yeah. And quite honestly, the evolution of 2K, 1K, and 2K base coat, clear coat in one can makes it so you can actually use a spray can.
No shit.
They've done a tremendous job on getting the pressure to stay right and not tiger striping the crap out of it like you would with a regular spray can. So I mean, you can, you still got to wear a respirator and whatnot. It's still paint, but you can do it without, an air compressor and all those things.
All the fancy stuff.
Yeah, and it'll be a good 50-footer.
No shit.
50 feet away, it'll look orange. That's all.
Right. That's all I'm worried about. It's got an orange hint, especially when the sun's out.
Yeah. And quite honestly, a bunch of it's going to be wrapped anyway. So I just need to get it flat any means possible for the wrap to stick to it and not look like trash. So
I've been painting a Boomracing hard body. So I've been back and forth grabbing paint. And stumbled across a new paint can, and it has a dial selector on it. So on the spray can, you can
the nozzles.
Yes.
Yeah, you got the 5.
Badass.
Yeah.
You're literally adjusting,
Yep. And if when you're done with that can, you can buy those nozzles.
Oh, really?
As replacements. They come in a 5-pack.
No shit.
Quite honestly, when you're done with that nozzle, just take it off and throw it away. And when you're ready to use it again, just use a new nozzle. That way you don't have to clean the tip and all that stuff. You don't have to worry about it, when you hit the button, it coming out from underneath of the cap.
Yeah.
Because it's clogged.
It's 1,000 times better than what I had. I had a shit ton of caps, all different, and you had to swap the cap depending. Yeah. And I thought that was cutting edge. I'm like, well, I'll take these different caps, but no, I like this style.
You got the high pressure turbo cans too, the big tall cans that are high pressure, and they shoot a fan like 2 foot.
Holy shit!
So yeah, there's some aggressive spray paint cans out there.
Wow.
Yeah, look up turbo can on YouTube, and you'll see some wild paint jobs.
I've been learning the importance of making sure you shake it and shake it some more, and when in doubt, shake it again. You basically cannot shake that thing enough.
Like the Tamiya paint cans, right?
Yeah.
You shake them, but you put them in a bowl of warm water.
Oh, bingo!
And get that pressure up,
and that's
inside the can with by warming it up. It makes a world of difference, even in the summertime. Like just building that pressure in the can it makes it flow so much nicer. Yeah, graffiti artists. Yeah, like
I had a electric coffee mug warmer. You just you turn it on, it keeps your mug warm, and I was just keeping it.
Yeah.
After I boiled the water in the kitchen, I was keeping them in there, and then I just kept them in there just to keep it warm. But keeping the can warm made a difference. And it just flowed the way it came out. I'm like, holy shit! You take your time and just don't pick up the can and zap it.
Yeah,
you get rewarded.
Especially with with the metallics and stuff like that. If it's got flake in it or something, you really, well, number one, if you're spraying metallics out of a rattle can, you're already at risk. So make sure the pressure is good so that flake comes out and not clogs. So.
And I did your paper towel trick. So I got the chrome on the window and then went back with the paper towel and just dabbed it.
Yep.
And it just It is the best part of that freaking truck. And you could have bought textured paint and come up with this, and this is 1,000 times better. Just dabbing it. You wait a hair, let it dry a little bit, tack up, and then just tapped it. I'm like, holy shit, this is perfect.
And here's another secret. When you go out with a wife and she goes to a store called Ulta, if you're married, you know what that store is.
Yeah.
That is the makeup mecca. It's like Walmart of makeup.
Right.
So there are sponges, makeup sponges. They have like a little assortment bag of sponges.
Are they the ones that look like an egg almost? Are they round?
Some of them look like eggs, but like there's a couple in there, and there's like a different texture for different skins and stuff like that or whatever. I don't care. I look at how many holes the sponge has in it.
Yep.
I get the assortment and I use those for painting. So like if you're doing rust, heavy weathering rust on top of a fender, and you sponge paint that on, the coarser the sponge, the looser the rust looks. The tighter the sponge is, the heavier the rust looks, if you follow me.
Yep.
So they're at a makeup store, they're like $1 for a bag of them.
Wow.
But like Michael's, like Raymond said, they're more expensive at Michael's because they're craft.
Oh, right. This is the backdoor way around.
Yeah, you're paying craft tax.
Gotcha.
So stuff like that I like to find at source stores like Ulta. And that's the only reason I go in that store. I'm only in there long enough to find that, and then I get out because it stinks. Like all the perfumes and migraine.
But if you're a chick and you're into
if you go with a wife, if you get trapped into that, like, hey, I want to pop in here to Ulta, you'd be like,
well,
okay.
Hey, listen, you might be getting a Christmas gift card for somebody. Yeah, not for yourself, but get one for your wife. Go get yourself some sponges.
You're walking down the aisle, you just kind of throw it in the cart, and she'll be like, "What's that for?" I'll be like, "Don't worry about it. That's hobby stuff." But, yeah,
it's either that or we stop at Hobby Town. What do you want to do?
Yeah, what do you want to do? You want to go to a hobby store? So, subject change again. NASCAR.
Yeah,
did not see this thing coming. Right, the Dale Jr. and the Dale Earnhardt Sr., they're calling them fantasy cars because it's the old liveries on the new NASCAR Camaro bodies.
Okay.
Fantastic. I mean, nailed it. The only thing I don't like about the Dale Sr. car is his signature is not above the door. And I guess that's a licensing thing or whatever. But Junior's car is. And they sent me one. It'll be here tomorrow. So I got Dale Jr. And we have a track here in Bullhead. So I might maybe race NASCAR down there for the Winter Series. As long as it's an all stock like kind of deal, I'm good with it. I'm not doing a bunch of mods. But I think it'd be pretty cool.
10 scale? What
they're 14.
They're 14. Okay.
They're 14. But they're like race cars. They're four-wheel drive.
Okay.
Sort of car, like it's rubber tire, Losi. It's a Losi brand.
Yep.
So it's rubber tire, bigger than a Grom.
Yep.
But that kind of I mean, those NASCAR's been out for over a year now. But
right. And Jeremy Griffin was loving these. Like,
yeah. Well, it's very our age. When I say our age, it's, if you grew up with watching races, on a TV that you had to change the channel on, and kind of grew up with that NASCAR flavor, then the Dale Sr. and the Junior car will resonate with you. And I know a lot of people are buying them just as shelf queens. I guarantee it. But they're still fun to run. So why not race them? And, pick up another body or something when they become available. But it's pretty cool. It's good to see that that little kick back to NASCAR because NASCAR's gotten crazy. I don't watch it anymore because it is a little crazy, but I like the retro stuff. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I had a retro one pulled up here. I don't know if it's gonna work.
Rick, I see your comments.
Oh Jesus!
You're not talking to yourself on here. I see you. I see you, brother.
Oh.
I see you.
Oh, there's Rick. You should have been here earlier. We were moving snow with a bobcat.
That's when he came in. I think.
Oh, was it?
I think he heard snowplow out
and
in
it
the
went. It went.
Like somebody's talking about snowplow.
Snowplow.
Yeah,
we're moving snow.
I got you. I'm just a little lazy on the comment clicking. I'm sorry. I see you, brother.
Rick Perry, the king of the plow.
The OG.
The OG. Oh, well, let me just see. So we retro, getting back to your freaking younger days and walking through an arcade. We were Pinball Wizard, all the old stuff. And I got to sit in the seat of Afterburner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And,
yeah.
Boom, boom.
You play any Tony Hawk 720?
No. They had NBA Jams, Golden Tee, but the variety of all the old shooter games. But the pinball selection was badass.
Yeah, I like good pinball.
And that was it. I just went down the aisle, and if I started doing shitty, I went to the next one. It was all free play for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's killer.
It was.
Yeah, if you got free play for that amount of time, man, you got to just do it.
Oh, dude, my hand started cramping. Oh my god, I've been flipping paddles for way too long.
Rick said he came in semi, so.
There you had him at semi.
Yeah, I had him at semi, and
I knew it was something. Had to get him.
So Ray brings up a good point. So the first console games, you kind of went from the arcade games to the console games, right? So you had Nintendo games that were consoles first, and then they came to your at-home systems. I was a Sega guy. I was not a Nintendo guy.
Okay.
My friend had Nintendo. I had Sega. So I was a Sonic guy. He was a Mario guy. So it's two kind of camps, and I think it's very Chevy Ford. So, when you it's a thing, right? Like, were you a Sega Genesis guy?
Yeah.
Or were you a Nintendo guy?
Oh, that's a perfect question. I like it. And I was a Nintendo guy. There was the point when Sega Genesis went to that 16 gigabyte and mine,
Yeah, when we went to disc.
Yes, when it went to the 16 gig disc.
Yeah. Yeah. And there was no more blown in cartridges.
Cartridges.
Like, that was what annoyed me with Nintendo. It was like, why? Why is that a necessity? And then the memory card thing and all that stuff. Sega was built in.
Then we're scratching discs.
Yeah. Well, you're taking care of it like a CD. If you had a disc man,
I don't know.
You knew how to do it.
Every CD that went in my CD player in my car, they look like they've been through a war.
War zone. Yeah.
Dude, those CDs that were in the car were horrible. My son's flipping through my old CDs like, what the hell happened?
Yeah. And they're all like twisted, like heat warped from laying out.
They've seen better days.
Got little melty spots on the headliner from sitting on the seat and glaring up.
Oh, well, let me go have my last meal. I got to go eat because I got to clean out tomorrow for the old colonoscopy, old people problems on Monday.
Yep. Good luck with that.
7 a.m. I got the 7 a.m. slot. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Because all that
fast night, but it's a good thing.
I gotta get up at like 2 o'clock in the morning and finish
sooner. At least you'll have lunch.
Yes, exactly. It's wake up.
It's the 2 p.m. appointment you don't want.
Exactly, because then you're starving your ass off, miserable. So I was lucky. I got out of the way early. I'll be home by noontime.
Cool.
Fed and happy and back on
There you
track.
go.
All right,
Hey,
it
brother.
was a night. James
night.
has left us. I thought maybe he would have hung there in the VIP room. He hung around for a bit, but
He's like, I'm out of here.
I gotta go eat. All right, you and Heidi go enjoy the
Yep.
rest of your evening. Rick Perry, Ray, all of you others in the
Thanks for
chat.
hanging out, guys.
Peace out. Nintendo or Sega.
Sega.
So we'll keep an eye on your Insta tomorrow for these NASCAR, maybe a NASCAR update and a picture. And we can talk about that Traxxas rally car next week. I think that thing dropped today.
Sure.
Yeah, why not? All right, let's fade this out. Here we go. I got a closing video, right? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.